But seems like only yesterday we were here for Super Bowl 52 and now back for the road to the Super Bowl here in the Twin Cities at US Bank Stadium. Coming up, it's a battle to represent the NFC in this year's Super Bowl. And we've got a classic in store between the Atlanta Falcons and the Minnesota Vikings. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. They'll start on the ground. It's Derrick Henry. And not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 26.
Well, sometimes you just have to give credit to the defense. Great job there at the point of attack, holding up. They won their battles at the line of scrimmage, left him no space to try and run. A really nice job swarming to the ball carrier.
Second down, they go again with Henry. And he's upended after a gain of 2 out to the 27.
And this is why aggressive defensive coordinators love to blitz. It wreaks havoc because they end up taking their attention to the blitzers, freed up the D lineman to make the play.
An early tough test on the opening drive. This is 3rd and 8. And now the Vikings are going to stop it here on defense with a timeout. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter.
They'll be in search of 8 yards here as they hope to convert the first down.
They'll send a receiver in motion to the left. Throwing is Tagovailoa on 3rd down here. Going to throw right side here, complete. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. It's a gain of 13 and a first down for Atlanta. So opening drive, 3rd down, they complete the slant to move the sticks.
And ordinarily, it's a high percentage pass when you throw it. And receivers like to run that route because it gets the ball in their hands pretty quickly. Just a couple of quick steps upfield, break towards the middle, the ball should be there, and then they can do some work afterwards.
He'll be pretty well stopped in his tracks. Give him a yard up to the 42.
No doubt about it. A really nice job there by the defense, not allowing him to get to the perimeter. But that means your defensive ends, your outside linebackers, the guys that you pay big money to sack the quarterback, they also have to have interest in the running game as well. And they did a nice job there holding the point of attack and not giving ground.
Henry again on 2nd down.
And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play there, so that doesn't help. Now they're looking up at a 3rd and 9 situation.
They'll come to the line here needing 9 yards to pick up the first.
Tua going to throw. Over the middle, it's complete.
And they'll get this down to around the 47-yard line. We got to like what you're seeing from this offense here on the first drive. A nice, sustained series to begin the game. It will continue after picking up another first there.
Would you say the word methodical comes to mind? I love the execution. I love what they're doing on this drive. They're controlling the ball, controlling the game, controlling the clock.
Yeah, good work there in open space. And he's got this all the way down now to the 32.
15 more there, and they're on a roll. It's another first down. Again, it's Henry. Tackle made there by Buda Baker.
Yeah, things were pretty stacked up there in the middle of the line. A lot of bodies, not much space. I think ultimately he was fortunate to get anything out of that run.
On 2nd and 9, Tua got his man complete over the middle. That's Davis. And this is going to turn into another first down as the tackle is made at the Vikings' 20-yard line. A shotgun handoff to Henry. And they'll work this down to the 15 for a pickup of 4.
That call makes sense because they've been throwing it well on this drive, and once again they show passing formation, showing the shotgun. Then they ran out of it. That's a nice play by them defensively, though, to hold it to a short gain.
Second down, they go again with Henry.
And this time they were ready for him as they'll stop him right at the line of scrimmage. It'll be a loss of a couple on the play, so now third down coming up. Now Tua. To the end zone, but it's incomplete.
What an excellent defensive stand there in the red zone. Nice tight coverage. They certainly recognized how important it was to bring up fourth down here.
And Lambo will put this one through. Not the touchdown they wanted, but hey, you're on the road in the playoffs. They did get 3 on the board.
Yeah, it's a good opening drive, so you feel good about it yourself. You get to the sidelines. The defense feels good about you helping them right out of the gate. The team, yeah, they feel pretty good about coming in the playoffs and getting points on the board right away.
They'll start out on the ground. It's Leonard Fournette. And he will lose yardage and be backed up to the 24. They'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
An interesting and intriguing decision there defensively because they kept extra DBs on the field despite seeing the multiple tight end look that came out for the offense.
I thought they were going to switch out of it. I didn't know if they felt they didn't have time or what the case was.
Well, in any event, the extra speed allowed for great penetration as they stuffed that one behind the line of scrimmage.
On 2nd and 11 now. Burrow. He sets to fire deep. And on the left sideline, he caught it, but out of bounds, according to the head linesman. Incomplete, so the ball a little late getting there, and it's 3rd down. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Now it's Burrow. They're going for Lazard, but this is intercepted. Picked by Jared Wilson. And the Falcons are going to take possession of the football. Well, and I saw the pressure coming at him. That just looked problematic. Hit him as he threw it, and the interception ensued.
Let me pay homage to the man who stood in this spot before. He always talked about how much pressure is in the face of a guy, and can he step into a throw. And when you can't do that, oftentimes interceptions result.
A first down carry for Henry. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8.
Typically, we think it's the strong safeties that are better tacklers, especially closer to the line of scrimmage amidst traffic. But in this case, how about the free safety coming up and making the big-time play?
The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. $3-0 after 1 on EA Sports. Henry again on 2nd down. Looking for a crease, can't find one. Stopped at the line of scrimmage. 2 runs in a row, but only 2 yards to show for it.
Now that's a mountain of a man that just made that stop, isn't it? But he's more than that. This guy's nimble and quick. More than a space eater, he just made a great play there.
Throwing now is Tagovailoa. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
I know ultimately that feels like a good defensive play, but I know it's really not. They had a chance to kick points off the board. Now they have a chance to kick a field goal by missing that shot.
Yeah, especially at this spot in the field. He's got to be upset he couldn't come up with that INT. The kick by Lambo is good, and they're able to double their lead in this first half. It's 6-0. So the interception set him up with terrific field position, but 3 points, the end result.
Yeah, we can make this one pretty simple, partner. You always want to end drives with points, but that's one that you're going to look back on and probably say, we should have done better there.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive.
And we'll see if they can bounce back from that last drive, in particular if they can bounce back at the quarterback position, Charles, after throwing their first interception of the ball game.
Yeah, and some guys, you know they're going to want to try and get a big play right away and take control back. Others, they're going to look to hit a couple shorter passes, get a little momentum back that way.
But for the defense, that goal's not changing a bit. They want another pick.
You're exactly right about that. In fact, you've got to watch them a little bit because in coverage, they may cut down their gaps a little bit, maybe their splits a little bit in order to try and get to the ball even faster.
It shows you right there, he can do more than just cover in the secondary from that free safety position.
Yeah, the evolution of the position has really been significant, hasn't it? Because a lot of teams no longer have a free safety, strong safety designation. They just have safeties. So wherever the ball is, one can be close to the line of scrimmage, one can be deep, and vice versa. On that play, how about that tackle we just saw? Pretty nice.
Burrow on play action. Looking downfield for Godwin. Into a double team, and it's intercepted. And the Falcons will take over possession here up at the 44. So a nice play defensively by the rookie coming up with the INT.
And that's a late-round pick right there, making a first-round impact. And a lot of these day 3 corners end up winding up on special teams and sub-packages and even on the practice squad. But he's really made an impact on this defense, and he comes up with the interception there.
About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line. They'll start in excellent field position following the INT. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12. Off of play action, Tagovailoa. The first catch of the game for George Kittle.
And he'll be taken down, but not before they work this to the 45.
We talk about mobility on quarterbacks all the time. Here's where it really pays off. Able to move, evade, and is accurate throwing on the run and picking up a first down.
A run there with Henry as he gets forward only for about 3. 2nd down coming up.
Yeah, I don't know if it's exactly a win-win, but if you're on offense, you'll take that kind of a run, all right? It was kind of stacked up, found a little bit of yardage, and frankly, they're pretty close to staying on schedule on offense. The playbook is still open for the coordinator.
Play action, now it's Tua. He's going to let this go. Back of the end zone. And that will be incomplete. Trying to dial up the long one way out there, but it'll be 3rd down.
I usually hesitate when I say a guy's got world-class speed, but this guy might. So let's fire the starter's pistol. Let's go. If you've got him, you've got to try and use him. A lot of anticipation with the ball in the air, but no. Incomplete.
And he's going to have a Falcons first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
Well, partner, what do you think? Might have been 4 down territory. They didn't pick it up, but...
Yeah, it's a moot point now. I was curious, so if they didn't get it there, would they have gone for it? I guess we'll never know.
Yeah, we didn't have to make that call, but I have a feeling both of us would have said, go for it.
And he'll power his way forward for about 4 yards there on the first down carry. 2 minutes remain in the first half of this NFC Championship.
From the 25, here's 2nd and 6.
And they'll bring the big tight end across the formation left. On 2nd down, here's Henry. Well, still about 3 yards shy of a first as the 4-yard pickup brings it to 3rd down.
On any running play that's called, they're always hoping that it's going to break big and go the distance. But when you get a nice game like that, you're able to do so many things anyway. You can come back and run essentially the same play again, continue to move the ball on the ground, or you can decide to throw the ball now because usually you have the defense back on its heels.
55 rushing yards rushing for him now. A strong performance here in this first half with a Super Bowl berth on the line.
A solid run by Derrick Henry, and here's another 1st and 10. One back in the backfield, he'll get the carry. And he'll take it into the end zone. Touchdown, Atlanta. Derrick Henry. A 13-yard touchdown run. And the Falcons will extend their lead in the final minute of the half. Extra point tacked on by Lambeau. And the lead now stands at 13.
Vikings, nothing.
And Lambeau now, after the touchdown, he'll kick this one away.
And this will be a touchback, so they'll bring it out to the 25. The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. And with him down 2 scores, you wonder if they might try and put something together, even if it's just to get into field goal range. A pass underneath for Fournette.
And he's going to be dropped following a pickup of 7 past the 30 to the 32. Now the Vikings will use the second of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half. They'll operate from the 32-yard line here, 2nd and 3.
11, MT, hey, they gotta go.
Burrow looking to pass. Looking downfield for Godwin. And his throw's going to be incomplete.
I tell you, Brandon, this defense is playing with some confidence. Haven't allowed a point yet. Flying to the football. I'm telling you, it's almost 11 to the ball on every snap. Another nice job there to force an incompletion.
Burrow on 3rd down.
They'll swing this out to Fournette.
And he goes out of bounds just shy of the 45. 12 yards there. First down, Vikings.
11 hiding. 12.
They're passing here. Joe Burrow.
And that's complete. It's Chris Godwin.
And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. A very solid gain of 27.
It's a game of matchups, and that's why you take your receivers and move them around a bunch, especially your best guys. And when they work out in the slot, you often hear the coaches talk about how great it is because it gives you a two-way go. You can break out or you can break in. That makes it hard to defend.
Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete. A misconnection there. He's hit on just 50% of his passes thus far. That's not where you want to be.
Now you see the evolution of the game. You go back to the quarterbacks of old, 50% would be terrific because they threw the ball downfield almost every time they threw it. Now with the short passing game, you should be above 60% just to be in the average range.
Again, it's Burrow. That is caught. It's Chris Godwin. And he is out of bounds right around the 10-yard line.
So, Charles, this a defense that hasn't made a lot of mistakes like this on the road to this playoff matchup, but that a bad one there.
Yeah, you definitely want to rattle and shake up the other quarterback, but you know you've got to do it the right way. Otherwise, that cloth's going to be on the ground.
And he's able to get it down to the 2-yard line. Now here's a timeout as they're going to get it with 8 seconds remaining here in the first half.
And that's a good job there by the corner. We do talk about this a lot, that a lot of corners see their job as simply covering receivers. Tackling isn't everyone's thing. But in this case, he came up quickly and made a nice, sure tackle.
Now, meanwhile, a pass that should have been intercepted, but it winds up falling incomplete.
I'm really liking what I'm seeing from this defense because their coverage has been playing at a shutdown level so far. Even backed up late, they're forcing incompletions and fighting to keep them out of the end zone as the first half winds down.
And his kick is right there. It's good, and they will indeed get on the board here, but still trailing. It's now 13-3.
So that kick gives them their first points of the game, CD, and it comes on the 3rd drive, but hopefully for them that's a spark that gets that offense going.
Yeah, and I would say if you're the offensive play caller, as you look at your sheet, you're trying to find that part on there that unlocks bigger points. They've struggled with a few drives so far, finally got 3 out of it. How do you find the end zone? That's what he's searching for now.
About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line.
1 second, all that remains.
They'll indeed start on the ground to run that clock.
And a short pickup to about the 27. It'll be 2nd down.
So we've reached halftime here in the NFC Championship as we send you down to Orlando where Jonathan Coachman has our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach. And we welcome you back now. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin getting set for quarter number 3 here. The Hallis Trophy still hangs in the balance as the second half now underway in the NFC Championship game. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken.
Here we go, here we go. 11 mighty, 11 mighty. 12, 12, 12. 11, 11, 11.
Now Burrow on first down. He's going to rifle one deep left side. And that's going to wind up incomplete. However, we do have a flag down. Let's check in with our referee.
Here we go.
So following the hold, they're in a bit of a hole here with a 1st and 20. Now Burrow. He'll check this one off to Fournette. And able to get this across the 20 before going out of bounds. A gain of 8 there on the play. And it'll be second down. Here's Burrow. Left side here, that's complete to Godwin. And take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. That goes for the gain of 31. So the line of scrimmage moves all the way across the 50 now as they come up 1st and 10. A shotgun give to Fournette. As he's got this down inside the 40 to the 39. So they'll come up after the gain of 7 on a 2nd and 3. From the shotgun, it's Burrow. Throw left side, there's Schwartz with it. And that's going to be good for another 1st down as the tackle's made at the Falcons' 30. Just his 2nd catch of the game so far. This one moves the chains. I don't know what they talked about at halftime. Whatever it was, it worked. They look like a different team here in the 3rd quarter.
Yeah, I doubt that there are very many trash cans that got kicked over, that type of a speech. I think what they did was they analyzed what worked in the 1st half, what didn't, and figured out a better game plan.
And he'll be out of bounds as he gets this down about the 21 or 22. He'll get 8 on the scramble there. It'll be 2nd and a couple.
Here we go.
Here's Burrow setting up to throw it. That's out to his running back, Fournette. And they've got it inside the 10 at the 8. 1st and goal, and they got to be thinking a chance to get right back into this football game. They'll try and run for it with Fournette. And they'll be driven back here, losing yardage to the 9. That's going to go as a loss of 1 on 1st down. Now from the 9, here's 2nd and goal. Burrow will throw. Dumps it off to Fournette. And he's going to be brought down just shy of the 5 at the 6. Only 3 yards there on the completion. That'll lead to a 3rd and goal. Now it's Burrow. Forced out to his left. It's caught in the end zone. Touchdown, Minnesota. Van Jefferson from 6 yards away. And the Vikings have got it back to within a score. Extra point right down the middle. And a lead down to 3 at 13-10. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line.
But Charles, they still have the lead despite their defense giving up a touchdown on the previous possession. And even though they have that lead, it feels like a back-and-forth ball game where to try to get momentum back, maybe they need at least 3 here on this drive.
I think you're right about that, Brandon, because your game plan doesn't change. I do believe your urgency does because of the last score that went against your team. So what you want to do now is have your own drive and try and make sure that that momentum stays in your camp.
And he will lose yardage here back at the 23-yard line. That's a big loss of 3, and it brings up 3rd down.
I'm getting a sense that the momentum of this game is changing since the break. Nice play there, and this D is fired up.
And now the Vikings are going to stop it here on defense with a timeout. It's just their first, so 2 remaining as they burn 1 here in this 3rd quarter.
Let's see what they have drawn up here. A little bit behind the line. 12 yards needed to gain a 1st down.
Throwing is Tagovailoa on 3rd down here. And this is caught. First catch for Keenan Allen. And he's going to be stopped here a few yards short of the first as the tackle is made at the 33. And they'll get 10 there, but it leaves them just short for 4th down.
There's another example where defensive coaches constantly preach, not allowing any run after the catch. They gave up a few more yards than they wanted to, but they were able to get him down quickly and force a 4th down.
The Falcons send out their punter. And surprisingly, this is the first punt of the game for either team. Play clock down to 5, and they're going to burn a timeout. It's just their first, so 2 remaining as they burn 1 here in this 3rd quarter.
Ready, set.
Oh, and now movement and a whistle, and they may have to rethink their plans on 4th down. The Falcons send out their punter as he's on to punt for the first time tonight. Fielded at about the 28. And past the 40 before he's out of bounds.
A nice return that time of about 14 yards. And it will be Vikings ball, 1st and 10.
Here we go. 11 MP.
They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. That's to his running back, Leonard Fournette. Only able to gain a couple there, and it'll be 2nd down.
All defenses worry that whenever anyone catches the ball and has a head of steam come out of the backfield, it can turn into a big play with missed tackles or he runs through people. But they were right there waiting, and they stopped him for a minimal gain.
And he is out of bounds inside the 35. 23 yards to pick up there.
I do have to admit, I like it when it all comes together. When the top part, catching the football, right, whether you're catching it with your hands or cradling it, comes together with the legs, in this case the feet, did a little toe tap to stay in bounds and complete the catch.
And a great job by our crew on the camera shot. Love when you see the grass or on the field turf, those rubber pellets flying up. Great catch. And we return, welcoming you back to Minneapolis. 8 yards the gain on that last run. Here's second and a couple. They'll run it again with Fournette. And they'll bring him down at the 18-yard line. 7 yards there and a first down.
Yeah, once more, strong running, excellent blocking at the point of attack. They've got a nice little drive brewing right here.
So from inside the 20, here's first and 10 at the 18.
From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. They'll get that to Fournette, complete. And they'll bring him down at the 13-yard line. It'll be a gain of 5, and it'll be second down.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
Throwing again on second down, but this time it's incomplete.
His back has been a dependable safety valve all game, so he went back to him when his first read was covered. Just unable to connect, so the play results in no gain.
From the shotgun, Joe Burrow. Throwing into traffic there, and that's complete. And a pretty nice tackle there, ranging up from his free safety spot as he'll stop him about a yard short. So here we go. Maybe the biggest kick of the game forthcoming from the right hash, and this one just a chippy. And this one is right through. And in the fourth quarter, this game is tied. So it was 4th down and 1 in the red zone, but they elect to take just the 3.
And I'm a little bit surprised that that's exactly what they decided to do. I kind of thought that they would go for it in that situation. But sometimes I'm sure you just think to yourself, take the 3 points, put them in your pocket, and move on.
A fairly short kick from the 14.
And he's able to get it across the 20 to the 25-yard line. About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line. And this one likely on the short list for Game of the Year candidates. And boy, did it come in a good one here in the playoffs. All tied in the 4th with a berth to the Super Bowl on the line. Buckle up, everybody. 81 yards on the ground for him now as he has gotten better, really, as the night's gone on. They keep it with Henry on first down. And he'll go down right around the 47 this time.
On any explosive run, you can almost feel the ground shaking, and that's from the offensive linemen creating space for their runners. I had an old coach tell me before, he always told his runners, run around the offensive line in pregame. Get used to the ground shaking so you don't trip and fall when it happens in a game.
And the tight end goes in motion left. They'll run it again with Henry. And he's got some space here. Derrick Henry all alone. And he's going to get this all the way down to the Vikings' 10-yard line. It's a big run there by Henry. Give him 42 yards on the ground. So they had him bottled up, able to make a man miss, and then boom, off to the races.
And it's how he made him miss. A little bit of strength, too. Had to work through contact to get him off of him. And then once he did that, now he put his agility to use and took off.
They'll bring a receiver in motion right. Henry out of the pistol. And a short pickup there down to about the 9. They follow up that gigantic gain with the tiniest of pickups, 1 yard. Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run. Henry up the middle. And for one of the first times tonight, he's going to be held up at the line of scrimmage. And this defense here going to burn their 2nd timeout. But you can also factor in another timeout that they'll get when the clock stops at the 2-minute warning. On play action, here's Tua. And that is caught. Touchdown, Falcons. George Kittle, a 9-yard touchdown grab. And the Falcons have broken our tie and have taken a fourth-quarter lead. Point after by Lambeau, up and good. And they will take a 7-point lead. And Lambeau now, after the touchdown, he'll kick this one away. And he'll elect not to return this one, so they'll bring it out to the 25 on the touchback. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And they are in need of points here, no doubt about that. With a Super Bowl berth on the line and trailing here in the fourth quarter, this possession gigantic. And he is going to be taken down. They got him, as that is going to take us to the 2-minute warning. And the job becomes twice as difficult now. After the sack, it's 2nd and 20. Now it's Burrow. That's complete to Kohler. I tell you, it has not been his best day throwing the football. He really needs to piece something together here.
All will be forgiven if he leads them into the end zone.
Now a third down throw, but it misses the target. Incomplete.
With that incompletion, reality is staring them right in the face. This entire game is down to the next snap.
Here we go. 11 coming. 11.
Here we go. It's Burrow on 4th down. He's going to have his running back. It's complete. And he is going to pick up the Vikings' first down, as this defense cannot come up with a play that they need. In fact, they surrender a big chunk, 17 yards there on 4th down. And he is out of bounds inside the 35. A nice job there on the escape and scramble. A first down, a 16-yard gain.
They're not out of it yet, but in order to come back, they need to play clean football the rest of the way. He makes a correct read there, passing on challenging a blanket coverage and getting the first down with his legs instead.
He's got his man. It's taken in for a Viking touchdown. Charlie Kohler, 34 yards. And the Vikings are an extra point away from tying this game here in the final minutes. Don't forget the extra point. It's up and good. And, partner, we've got a tie game here in the fourth. Fitting for what's been a tight ball game. We're all even at 20 now as the kick's away. A fairly short kick from the 14. And he's going to get this across the 20 as he's out of bounds at the 23. About set to begin their next drive. The Falcons offense at the line. Well, partner, here it is. They've got the chance to win the game. You'd have to think they need to get it near the opposite 40 to have a chance to kick a game-winning field goal. We'll see what they can do.
And you're right about that, because if we look at it in macro, that's what it looks like. But I think in micro, the head coach has already asked the special teams coach, what is he feeling? What does he think? Where does he want the football? What's the yard line we have to get? And he's already relayed that to his quarterback and his offense. They know what the goal is. Now the key, can they get there?
22 yards there, a first down.
You can see the time.
And I believe the referee's been buzzed. Yeah, they want to take another look at this call, and it's certainly a big one here late in a tight game. So the folks in New York just going to wind up confirming what the official saw, as this play will stand as is. Tagovailoa. This one caught by Kittle. The Falcons going to use the second of their timeouts as they get it with just 19 seconds left on the clock.
And partner, to tie a game in the fourth quarter, you and I both know in the NFL, that's when you lean on your stars, and he came through with a nice catch right there.
Inside handoff, Henry. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12. And now with 4 seconds left, we get a timeout call. Now the defense will burn their 3rd and final timeout. And as the two teams talk it over on their respective sidelines, we take a break. So now the onus will fall on the shoulders of Josh Lambo. This for a trip to the Super Bowl. And this is good from 57 yards out. That was bombs away right there. And they have regained the lead. The Falcons are Super Bowl bound. Time for us to sign off. Thanks for watching, and good night.